Maybe that's something we need to get first from the Commission.
The National Assembly Public Accounts Committee has put on the spot the Independent Electoral Boundaries Commission IEBC on audit queries following payment of 4 billion Kenya shillings as legal fees in the 2022 general election.
I'm being asked to release money to pay those billions in terms of legal fees. I'll grow cold feet. One advocate who is appearing 278 to 282, those are five cases, 85 million. Again, Chair, when you look at all those numbers I've given you, you will find like 15, 16 legal firms. They can basically stay in their law firms and only make a living for a whole year on IEBC.
You only pick 4 and they support one another and you finish the case. Why do you have to call the old Nairobi lawyers, law firms, on one case?
IEBC CEO Hussein Marjan found it difficult to explain how a single law firm gobbled up 1.9 billion Kenya shillings following a fee note it raised.
Chair, I need to understand whether it is a question of competence or a question of capacity that makes us to incur such a huge losses of money.
We are considering the flip side of this case. If the Commission were to lose the presidential election petition, this country would go into a fresh election and the cost would be 12 billion.
Legal stated this is a presidential petition, and if we did not have good strategy, we will not have won this petition. I'm not a legal person, but I would rely heavily on the advice of the legal advice directory. And by the way, for all the cases that are outside of the caps, they are always negotiated.
Meanwhile, the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee of the Senate received submissions on the Elections Amendment Bill number 2 of 2024.
We must open this electronic audit of elections for anybody to scrutinize so that then it becomes easy and it settles the question of a cantankerous presidential election period. Voting should be simple, accurate, verifiable, secure, accountable and transparent. Not counting. And I think that's why you get it wrong. We always think that what should be verified is counting and the results. If you don't get the voting right, then all those things you are verifying are on a false premise. And this is why we will never meet the constitutional values and principles in our elections.
The committee was referred to mistakes of past elections that could be resolved without introduction of foreign policies in handling elections.
Elections should not be complicated, really. There are many other issues. And I'm just wondering, just thinking aloud, seriously, we have these 3 years. The experts, COG, JLAC, IBC and the rest, can't we come together and look at what life can be? How easy can elections be in Kenya?
In other countries, candidates don't even go, presidential candidates or other candidates don't even go to a tally center where the presidential results are. They watch it from either their party headquarters so as to avoid a conflict of the kind we saw last year, which can get very ugly and cause anarchy in the country.
Our submission as FIDA is that we cannot really divorce ourselves from the question of trust. Trust at many levels, as has been submitted. Elections are not complicated.
From an analog point of view, the major question about elections is trust. And there's a fear that we may over-legislate our elections because of trying to address basically a software issue. So rather than casting aspersions on IEBC, on whoever, Parliament, because there's a deficit of trust nearly in all the institutions, not just one, I think we need to use this moment and this opportunity to be able to put our house together in terms of election processes in the country.
Joel Chacha, K24 TV, Nairobi.